Very simple.
Last week, well,
Generally, good. That time, the evaluators were the senior people who were giving the feedback to the people who were on his next one. So, what were the evaluators for in those days? Can you please ask it? Anyone else? Good try. Anyone else?
yes, advisor.
Judge. Yes.
Winters.
They were called critics. Critics. Okay. So now we have most of the women as Toastmasters. The ratio is more higher than the. But when the Toastmasters started, women were not. So how did they start attending the speeches?
There was one branch was established.
Yes, right. But before that, so only a women's club was started by Toastmasters training. That it was known as Toastmasters. Yeah, it's funny. Even when I was reading, it was very funny. But even before that, women were receiving.
I dare you address anyone.
But even before that, women disguised as the name of men. Even before the meeting was and the club was held for them, they disguised under the name of men, and then that is how they gave this. So when was the first official club started for women? 1967. It is just nearby. 1970. How will she go? And one important. So we have the golden given award. So why is it given and why is it very prestigious?
Because gold is for sale.
This is for people who get some certain amount of. It's like
competition awards.
yeah, we can run a horse.
Is it given to the club or given to the
No, it's a very prestigious award. It started in 1954. It was given awarded to members who are outside. They are not members of this. And it's a very prestigious award. It's annually given to those members. It's a very the titles. People who are not in the they so people are not special. Yeah. It's given to them now.
I think that award is given for the people who work on its field, public relations, public speaking. Work in that. I have made somewhere.
So it's been given for the people outside the organization who are giving a good communication and speaking skills to the people, and that is not really good. So one last one, the first headquarters, San Francisco, Anaheim, California. And can we take one last? Okay. So the president of USA applauded the Toastmasters International for doing such a great task in delivering communication public skills to the people all around. What is the name of the president? It was in 1963. So Obama was not at that. Correct. Whatever we say to the generally value. gender evaluation Toastmaster living. She has 14 years of HR experience. She was a VP member. She had education past years, and now she is the area director. Her favorite hobby is binge watching, eating, traveling, and also connecting with lots of friends. And one fun fact I just came to know about her today morning. She can eat pani puri problem. So next time we can request our president or Ramesh to have a pani puri party. Over to Toastmasters.
So are we having a high octane meeting?
Yes.
Continuing with by what our team has been saying. How's the Josh? How's the Josh? Okay. Now my role as a general evaluator typically is that like a school principal, yeah, to oversee the entire conduct of the meeting. Now, like the principal cannot run the school all by himself or herself. They normally have a team running it for them. Similarly, I have a team of people with me who help me through this session. Typically, any general evaluation session is split into 3 sections. The first one is where there is feedback given to pre-prepared speeches that were delivered during the meeting. The second portion is where we get help from our tag team, help us with our language. And the third is where I give my evaluation on the general conduct of the meeting. Now, we've had 3 amazing icebreaker speeches. It takes a lot of time. It takes what do I say? A lot of courage to drum up the courage to come up on stage and give your icebreaker speeches. So kudos to all 3 of you who gave your speeches today. I would like to invite the first evaluator. No, sorry, we are going to call upon Toastmaster Sandhya first. Toastmaster Sandhya.
A famous personality once said, life is a journey and elephant reminds us to function. Wonderful, wonderful topic. So today's topic, elephant was very beautifully explained by Toastmaster Kalyan by saying elephant moves very slightly, but the way it communicates is very effective. So I like that part. So he also mentioned about 3 different sources from where he learned different sign languages or body languages. First one was watching TV, by watching TV. Second one was in his hometown, he attended some Bharatanatyam function and he saw that the mudras and how mudras are done and how it is help by Third one was in the professional life, like you mentioned that while signing your deal, you were about to cancel that deal because the person was not very effective by in this body language. So I like that part as well. So I have a few recommendations from my side. So first is the timing part. As the time limit was 5 to 7 minutes. So say my delivering the speech or take care of the timing was, I mean, you can practice a lot. See if you're able to deliver your speech between 5 to 7 minutes. And second is implementing the body languages which you just mentioned. From the 3 different sources, right? One I explain in the professional life. So you have enacted like some kind of acting you could have done between you and your boss by saying that okay, we are not signing this deal because I did not care. I mean, I did not like that body language. So you could have done some acting right there. And the other recommendation I have is the facial expression you could have taken care of because that's also very important while delivering the speech and as the objective was effective body language. So overall, the speech was very good, very confident. It was very engaging. So I wish you all the very best.
Toastmaster Sunday. That was Toastmaster Sunday's first attempt at evaluation. So we call upon our next evaluator, Toastmaster Amrita, to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster.
He talks from telling and in your journey and many contributions to Dr. Kalpa. Now I'm going to give my evaluation as a recipe. So, ladies and gentlemen, these three ingredients make Toastmaster Kalpa speech excellent. First is articulated Kalpa. The way you started, ingredient 1, ingredient 2, as when you talk about professional perseverance, when you talk about parenting, patience. So your country was very articulated, and as according to project objective, relation to the personal and professional environment. So you made icebreakers. Second was especially when you talk about marriage and parenting, there was a when you talk about your kids, like they were doing the same thing every day, whether it's body and whatever it is. So the movement was there. And last one was community. The way you started with the shape called Jenny Oliver, and at the end you complete that circle with the same shape. That was amazing in your first speech itself. These three things made your speech excellent and I really liked it. Everyone has some secret ingredient to make their speech special, and you have your confidence on stage. And in the first speech itself, I still feel for a second that first time. Now I'm going to give you two more ingredients to make your speech on the next level. First is when you are delivering first ingredient stand at first place. When you talk about the other ingredient, other side. So according to that stage. Second one, speed was quite fast, more speech. When you talk about marriage, take a pause. Then start the parenting journey. Take a pause. Then the professional. So audience can have audience can grasp what the soul is saying to them. Overall, it was excellent speech. Woman was there and also open-ended evidence was full. Just one of the basic recommendation like maintaining your pace throughout your speech and also stage presence, work on the stage presence part, and already you have secret ingredient confidence already. Because when it comes to speech as a recipe, has no story. But when it comes to delivery part, you are already a good book. You can bring salt to your recipe. Back to your
This is for several education sessions on evaluation. One of the things that came across was that we would get the matter to evaluate in the speech itself, and that is what Toastmaster Amrita has shown us today. She used a lot of things that Toastmaster Kalpa spoke about. He spoke about there is the ingredients, the recipes, and she used that to formulate her evaluation.
Congratulations on completing your ice maker, which, as we have heard, is the hardest step to take. What I liked about your speech is that it had a good structure, right? It had a good you started off with good, and then you spoke of how hard it we all have experienced it. So that helped me to and then you had a good body where you spoke about your life, and you also had a conclusion, right, where you spoke of your experiences of going on the spiritual path. The next is that you spoke on all the aspects. So after the end of your speech, I didn't have questions. Like, so that was the good thing. Now, how can you improve? Right. So the one thing is that you were standing over here, and you are making eye contact mostly with this side only. So what you can do is you can stand here in the center and make eye contact with all. Overall, it was a good speech. To conclude, your speech had a good structure. Your content was complete. You only have to make sure that you can stand in the center and make eye contact.
If you see, he's analyzed the entire speech of Toastmasters session. He has picked up several points in it. He's not just picked up what he liked about it, and he was explaining why he liked it. So that is how you analyze our speech, and that's how you get an evaluation. Also, if you notice, for an icebreaker, you generally get more recommendations, more commendations than recommendations. The idea is that you're encouraging the new speaker to come up and speak out. I would now like to call upon Toastmaster Meenakshi to evaluate the speech of Toastmasters.
Start by asking you a question. What is success? Pin drop silence. I was sitting there and I said, oh shit. What do you think it's been gone for a toss? But that cannot deter you. And for me, that was the highlight of your entire 6-minute speech. That you kept going. You used humor because you didn't get an answer. Oh, nobody knows what is success. That was like thinking on your feet. And for me, your biggest strength in the speech was the use of humor. You had humor in bucket loads in the speech. Everybody would agree with me. For example, my parents used to give me time to go to school. Or when the principal walked in, everyone thinks that I'm a genius, but only he knows the results. Or 3-year course, but my parents have kept a 1-year contingency as a 4-year course. So there was humor everywhere in bits and pieces. Now, according to me, that is your biggest strength. And if it's up to you how you want to utilize this humor as your strength in your future speeches. Now, second highlight is structure. Your speech had very proper opening, body, conclusion, which is normal in any speeches. But what was different in your speech was that there were no loose ends. You connected each group. For example, blessing. My father thing, and you connected it with you giving your fatherly blessing to your children. Or, and in turn, that blessing connected to your title, which was Blessed Success. So there was no loose end. It was completely going in a flow, and you concluded it also. The third highlight was the pace of the speech. Pace was perfect. Neither too fast nor too slow. And proper pauses, deliberate pauses for us to emphasize wherever it was required in your speech. Now, I do have 2 recommendations for you, one in terms of content and one in terms of delivery. So, in terms of delivery, I would appreciate if you would use more of vocal variety in your speech. You know what they say, it's not about what you say, but about how you say. You emotions in your voice. For example, you said that I was struggling to clear aptitude tests during the interviews, but your voice was getting slower because you were talking about struggle. Second, it was a very happy moment for me when I got placed. Happy moment, show that happiness in your voice. Now, second, the invitation that I have is have a very strong call to action. Although your speech was perfect because it was an icebreaker speech, any speech, it is important to have a call to action. In the sense that what did the audience take away from your story? At the end of the day, I go home and think about your speech. What do I take away and what do I think about? So, in a nutshell, it was an excellent speech. Focus on your strengths, that is humor, structure, and pace and pauses, and polish your areas of presentation, that is vocal variety and emotions in your voice, and a call to action, and your future speeches will be a blessing for them.
It's an exceptional knowledge. I don't know. Now moving on to the second section of the federal graduation section, I will now call upon three people who are. I'm so sorry.
This evaluation. So, what I wrote down was I wrote to the nice book. So, the structure is not evaluation. You mentioned what to write. In your recommendations, you not just told the recommendations of the speech, but you also showed how it can be improved. And you also touched about the speech objective, which is the speaker let you know whether the speech is right or not. Some feedback that I could observe was something in the arrangement with the 3 lines. So I felt like as if it was somebody of the entire speech. So somebody people are appointed that will pick up one thing you write and the other things about the speech so that others can benefit or even the speaker can. Second is in the summary towards it was a couple of adjectives which was very general, not clearly related. So that would also have it's not like general adjectives, have a clear feedback. And the summary also has include the summary or all the conditions and the conditions so that now, a few more points as part of the presentations to what Kalyan wants me to provide as part of your analysis. The speech was about body language, and when you have a speech about body language, the body language project has a purpose and it has guidelines about what needs to be. So, one of the most important things I gestures which are at voluntary and involuntary actions. So, observe in the speech as a filtered actions. As if you're very perfect about the same. So, and actually, the point about Bharatanatyam came the mudras, it was shown just once. So what is most important is to distinguish between voluntary actions and involuntary actions. And the way to do this, observe involuntary actions. Right now, and most of the time you need not decide. So cutting down on the involuntary actions and then focusing on the voluntary actions. For example, when you have your demonstrate a handshake, this doesn't work for a second. Probably could have enhanced over for the strong handshake. When you are explaining about a confident body language when in the negotiation. So the person showing confidence or what was the happy face. So how to demonstrate that confidence? So that the speaker can implement or audience can implement body language. And so, for example, this talk of going down. So how can you involve voluntary analysis? So the objective is how to observe as part of the project objective and recommend to the what to as part of so that's the again. Thank you.
Evaluating and evaluation. Me personally, I think it was something very good job on this. With respect to that, I do have one thing that I would like to say that I think should have covered for the entire state in all our evaluation resources. Each objective is if you need evaluate the speech. So that would be a good way to do it. Now finally we are done with all the evaluations for the speeches that were delivered. Now I will call upon our backbone of any Toastmasters meeting. I would like to start with the timer. So Ajay to come up and give the timer for the evaluation.
Master Sandhya took 2 minutes and 17 seconds. But Toastmaster Amruta took 2 minutes 51 seconds. Toastmaster Praveen took 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Toastmistress Meenakshi took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Arvind took 3 minutes 40 seconds. Thank you. Thank you so much. With my input and with my suggested input, right now, there is a mistake. The fact that when some is not there to us and some areas 4 sorry 5 class and then it's the most for us. Yeah, I did this. One of the days, Toastmaster attended, Toastmaster number, Toastmaster Shah, guest manner, Toastmaster living. Phase of the day is only Toastmaster living. So she yes, give any type of phase of the day.
No, I'm still not talking.
She will be able to.
No, it's not.
I will have mentioned like some improper research, which I will put it to. So, like Professor mentioned, how many filler words I have used last time. So it could be like how many filler words I used last time. Then goes on next meeting you will find more progress. So it could be next time you would be better. Similarly, result not showing. So it could be result never showed them. And last is my partner keep on saying. So it could be my partner kept on saying. So we are in the past. Now we will see some good examples. So there are a lot of good examples. So Toastmaster Kalpar used a recipe called me preservatives as ingredient, child and park, walk in the park, scrubbing, resilience, garnishing to serve me, standard Indian food just for that. It's not that we all know all these words. How to place them, where to place the fire inside of those, and for that basis I am telling you these words. These
Toastmasters Shark is trying to rediscover myself profoundly. Commissioning. So how many of you know about commissioning? Engineers will be knowing, but here are the basic question like
Finance pictures role.
what is the commissioning?
Commission.
Yeah, so this is the difference between happiness and happiness. It's okay, you are also right. Involvement and ownership as the key ingredient, fear of failure, explore the dimensions of life. Toastmasters Shark use perseverance, measurement, contingency, fruit of the confidence. Kalyan use the word PU. How many know PO word? What meaning of PU? Engineer obviously right. Any other person? PO. PO. PO.
Deciding officer.
Purchase from minus purchase order. Then elephant move. We actually use the word debar, deter. See that it's that word debar, deter, bucket note, and all use traumatize. Whether use articulated and word use even better.
But still I'm not talking. Thank you, Toastmaster Agriculture, for that exemplary reverence. With that, we come to the end of second section of the general information. Now, moving on to the third section, where I speak about my observations of the various role players and the general conduct of the meeting. So let me start with our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Gary. I really like the fact that you came up here on stage and you read out, I shouldn't say read out, the instructions were said without looking into a piece of paper. You knew what had to be said, and that was really good. One thing if I have to recommend for you is bring in a little energy. You are the one who starts the meeting. You have to give us the energy to come. So that, if you could just take care of that, our presiding officer, Toastmaster Neeraj. It was a very engaging session that you brought us to speak, and I really like what you did. Thank you for that. Our Toastmaster of it. I know she has been preparing for this role for at least 2 weeks. She has spoken, and I really like how much time she took to prepare. I know she spoke to me, I know she spoke to Vidya, she spoke to me, and I appreciate all the effort that you put. What happened? And definitely, I didn't know answers. I think probably the first one after that. So it didn't know the and just never give anybody an option. I will pass. When you come on stage, speak to the audience that is listening. When you are standing and talking to the person here, your voice doesn't translate words. We are unable to hear all this. And you are here to speak on stage, you are here to speak to the audience. You also should, as a person, interaction. In the beginning, when you say that there are 3 sections, 2 or 2 must but we put idea to give one-line explanation to what each of them are, especially for the benefit of the guests. As Toastmasters, we know to prepare the session, they will come, we know what's happening. But the guests who are sitting here, they don't have it. So it would be a good idea, at least a one-line explanation on what. Another thing I was hoping that we as a club would encourage when we come up on stage as a Toastmaster of the day or anything else, or an MOC. How do we introduce the people who we call on stage? We don't say, I'm calling up Toastmaster. You start, when you first time calling that person on stage, you can start with the next person who I'm going to invite is an engineer, is a scientist. does not like me. Anything of that kind can be said. And then now I welcome Toastmaster. So you get the name towards the end. So you build up that anticipation for a person who's going to come. Yeah, we know who the role players are, we know them, but we are practicing for each other whenever we go on stage. So it's always a good idea to speak about the person and himself. This is not that we have specifically for you, it's for everybody to come up mentioning. Now our timer, grammarian, not on. Exceptional work, no disqualification based on time. That was great. Just one thing, you mentioned that table topics, there is no grace period for table topics before the meeting. The grace period is only after the maximum. Our founder, Toastmaster Shivam, again, face the audience when you're talking. And I really like how detailed your report was. And I especially like the part where you mentioned 10 plus hours. You didn't get into 15 hours, 17 hours. I think you were given this feedback previously when you were so great job for you and your our grammarian Toastmaster Dheeraj, again, a very good job on the grammarian report that you showed attention. And your script, it was verbatim from the script. Look at the script, and that was really great. I do have a couple of recommendations for you. Word of the day, I obtained, is actually a phrase. So in effect, we have two phrases of the day. So I would recommend to the DB education of it to see the grammarian has given you something like that. You can recommend to the grammarian for any change. Sometimes the words that are given are something which we cannot use in a regular. So you do have the option of speaking to the grammarian, asking that change. Thank you, Toastmaster Dheeraj. Now our table topics master of the day. What an intro! I was laughing through your entire table topic session. That was easily the most different introduction for my table topics that I have seen till now. And the topics that you gave were very simple to speak about. You easily come out and speak our mind. You wouldn't get started. And it was completely engaging discussion. If I have to give you one recommendation, it is that don't give out the topics beforehand. The entire idea of table topics, the person doesn't know what the person is going to speak about before they come to the stage. So if you give them the topic in the beginning, slightly defeats the purpose of that. Just that one suggestion that you have. Yeah, and another thing, don't take for people to come. If you see that nobody is coming up, voluntarily just without people in Toastmasters meeting, nobody's sitting. Very good. Yeah. Thank you very much for that session. I think I've covered all the role pillars. In terms of my general observation of the meeting started at dot 5. Toastmasters started. Everything was as per on the agenda. It was shared yesterday. On Friday, it was shared. So we all knew what to expect. The posters were shared on Wednesday. Again, great job. Reminders came in as to where the meeting was. I probably would have gone to the management building. And the meeting in general was very disciplined. Everybody knew what roles they were playing. The tag team knew what they were supposed to do. The Toastmaster of the day knew where what she needed to be done. So all that was excellent. I just one thing. I don't know if it was place where I was sitting. I couldn't see this. I don't know, it was probably
Actually,
so be careful because this what we write on the board is what reminds us through the meeting. Another job here, I also see the table topics name. As we realize the names of not being able to take on. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, one thing I want to say is contain the habit of coming. especially if you are role players. At least 3 role players came in after our stars. If you can even reach your 5 minutes before 5 p.m., that would be a great thing. As members, all of us should figure out a way that we can reach before time. But if you are role players, that is not a solution. But that should definitely help. Yeah, that's all I have.
This becomes the end of the week. How is yours? How is yours? The last 2 questions are at Toastmaster video. It's not fail without that. So any famous personality we know about who is Toastmaster? She's there. I know. Anyone? Sina. See, she's going to be a future celebration. Both of them.
Party.
Party. We are going to get party party. And she is going to give us coffee. Winner. So I give you the options. I give you the answers. So one of the Toastmaster celebrities is Harrison Ford. He used to struggle a lot and had a lot of anxiety in his early childhood. Now he's a famous actor. He's acted in Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost. So this is the first famous personality. We have many, but I'm just saying one. Everyone knows about Julia Roberts? Yeah. So she was a stutterer in her early childhood and struggled a lot to speak in front of the class. But she faced all this anxiety, worked upon it, and now she has won an Oscar. She's a famous actress with an Oscar. With this, we come to the end. Let me say my concluding theme discussion. So, Terence McCann, Executive Director of Toastmaster International, from 1975-2000, wrote about the following Smedley's contribution in 1999 Toastmaster. The concept of adult education was largely unheard of at the beginning of the 20th century. It took the vision of a scholarly young man, just graduated from Illinois University, to recognize the importance of lifelong learning, not only for the adults at that time, but for the future generations. Today, thanks to the patience and perseverance of Smedley and his idea that people throughout the world have to change, pursue their personal and professional, even after we have left the school or the college or the university. So this was written in honor of Toastmasters International 100th anniversary. So with this, I conclude my theme for the day. Electrical engineer and taking care of what the general managers would. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for such a interesting topic. We learned so many things about the history of Toastmaster. Thank you, General Evaluator, for such a detailed feedback. It's a quote which is often required in our Toastmaster meeting. Today it was not required. The quote is feedback is the breakfast of genius. And because of the good quality feedbacks, you become better and improved person. So we will go for the voting segment, and there are 4 segments: speakers, evaluator, auxiliary role players, and role players. Give your vote to the best role players according to you. Second, are you ready with the votes? So the link is shared in the WhatsApp group, and for guests who don't have link can use the scanner. Scanner. Internet is not. Online internet. Please support. Let me make some announcement here. So tomorrow we have a area contest, and our few of our members are participating in the contest. So best of luck to them, and I will how to complete the area contest. We learn a lot of many things. Our upcoming meeting is on 26th of October, 9 November, 16th of November, and 13th November. We are also planning to have a meeting on 23rd of November. Is it okay for everyone? We are also planning to have a meeting on 23rd of November. Is it okay? And we want before that 26th October, 9 November, 16 November, and 13 November. It will be mentioned and posted in the WhatsApp. One more announcement, like now RBI has made it mandatory for the non-government organization, the GST tax. So all our membership will have added tax. So it will increase a little bit around 400. In the next session, when you will review it. And one more thing that our club can get this torch period award if 10 members of the club renewed till September 2025. So few of our members have renewed till for 1 year. So those who are interested and feel that they will be staying in this club for 1 year, they can approach Rise the membership to you for year. Please.
It's an equity.
Do you want in the meantime, when we install our new member, Neeraj, Toastmaster Neeraj. Not adding the layer. Okay, you can also come yes, yes. We will uploading your details on the TI website later on, but we can install it. So it's you have to say yes, I do, and then we will ask safety of the members. Membership in Toastmasters is a privilege, and only way to gain the benefits of the program is to actively participate. You Toastmasters, RG and Toastmasters. At Ashta, the request for self-development and progress make Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Yes, we do. This was the check card. All members are requested to please vote for the best members. In the meantime, we can take the feedback from the guests. How was the meeting? Like to say in one statement, but like
We are changing and like the environment. And
thank you.
was taking the experience. I think kind of like not GA. Right. Thank you. That question was for you. Second question. You are a guest. Yeah. Please introduce yourself, your name, what do you do, and how you get to know Toastmasters. Is it your first meeting that? Yes. Okay. So this is my second meeting in this. I get a software developer. My name is Agnel Toastmasters. And yeah, as in till now, my experience has been fantastic. I guess a lot of people have been trying to talk about very interesting. And yeah, till now it's been quite. So I plan to actually join the class. Thank you. Have you done with the voting? So it's time for result announcement. So I think this is for best auxiliary role player. Best auxiliary role player, please pay attention here. Okay, so the education is for best auxiliary role player. Anyone on this side? Thank you. I request Vice President to please come and hand over to you. Now, this is for best table topic speaker. Very obvious, yes. Best table topic speaker. This is for best role player. Best role player. It's Toastmaster Nisha.
I would just take a few last seconds. Thank you for this whole by Toastmaster event. Help me throughout the entire team of is Toastmaster event. Others can ask questions regarding the theme. I mean, understand this. This is how you go for the. And last is Toastmaster Minaki. She was giving me little cues that you have to call the speaker, you have to be 100 silent. Thank you everyone for this.
Best validator. Best validator. Speak one guess only. Best validator. No, this time not. Toastmaster Amrita. Best speaker. And wait, sorry. Whenever a person completes icebreaker, it's a stepping stone. And we accomplishment happens when you take the first step. You have taken the first step. First step. We have two more icebreakers each. Toastmaster Sushant, which Pandey to first one by one please come and now I close the meeting. And then we will have 10 minutes.